Heads Up Play, episode 13. Episode 13. We're recording on a Friday. I don't know if that's such a good thing, but here we are. Can you believe this? We're doing 13 of these now. We haven't all been together for all of them, but I mean, it's a thing now. We are officially. I feel like we can officially say we are podcasters. This isn't like something. I thought maybe we would do 2 or 3 of them and then like we would all quit. No, we've continued to do this.
And really, that's not even including like our SEC basketball one. Like we've done a bunch of other videos that y'all don't know about that we're in the product of working. Because you are listening to Heads Up Play podcast.
So here on episode number 13, we got a little bit to get into. No games this weekend other than the Army-Navy game. Which we can talk about for a little bit.
Yep.
But there is some other stuff going on outside of games itself. We got some bowl predictions to make. We'll go over those and talk about what we like. Last week we talked about some of the crazy bowl names. We've also got some crazy bowl matchups. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But to start off, man, this transfer portal, after it has opened up, goodness gracious, Cowboy.
It gets crazier and crazier every year.
Every year.
I thought last year nothing could beat it. Oh, man. This year, it's easily beat it. There's names. Oh, my God.
There's a number of names in this transfer portal that, I mean, some big name guys. Number one on the list per 24/7 Sports is that Walter Nolan from Texas A&M, D lineman. He's the only 5-star per 24/7 that they have listed under them. The second-rated guy, Aiden Childs, he's the quarterback from Oregon State. He's following Jonathan Smith
They're
to
saying the crystal
Michigan
ball. State. Yeah, the crystal ball's guy. I mean, that makes sense.
Some other big names, Dante Moore, quarterback from UCLA. He's a 4-star. Let me see who we got as well. There's not many guys who we have confirmed where they're going. One that surprised me yesterday, Trevor Etienne, brother of Travis Etienne, who played at Clemson. I wonder, does he follow in his brother's footsteps? Does he go to Dabo? Let me ask you this, will Dabo finally start to use the portal?
He has to with this guy. He has to. He has to improve. He has to adjust. I feel like Clemson and Alabama. Yes, Alabama, they have like Jermaine Burton and Jahmyr Gibbs. Besides that, they really don't hit a lot in the transfer portal. When they do hit, it's good. It always works out. I don't know why they don't really want to get more into it, but Clemson definitely has to adjust. But let me tell you, man, this quarterback class in this transfer portal.
Oh, my gosh. It's like free agency.
It really is. I mean, you start off with the dude from Oregon State. You got Dante Moore at UCLA, who I think is the best quarterback. Cameron Ward from Washington State. Oh my gosh, you got him. You got Will Howard. You got Riley Leonard. You have Brock Vandergriff transfer to Kentucky. You got DeQuan Thien. You got Dylan Gabriel, Kyle McCourty, Will Rogers, Tyler Van Dyke. Right now on 24/7 Sports is the number 11 quarterback. Insane, because he's a great.
That's crazy.
He's a great Grayson McCall.
Did you see Riley Leonard is going to Notre Dame?
That's what. No, he's not confirmed. That's what the crystal ball.
Not confirmed. No, it's been confirmed basically that he is going to Notre Dame, 100%.
I'm telling you, there's some.
Yeah, they got him.
It'd be good if they can get him. Brock Vandergriff to Kentucky, though, that's huge.
That's a good one. I mean, he's basically, from what I've seen, what everybody's saying, he's basically like Will Levis 2.0.
You better hope if you're Georgia that Carson Beck doesn't go into the. I'm gonna tell you though, whoever gets Cameron Ward, oh my gosh.
I think Ohio State, if they were smart, he is a quarterback that seems to fit their system. He's athletic. He's very much like a C.J. Stroud kind of player. I would 100% go after Cam Ward.
My player that shocked me though that entered the portal, and it's not because he's good. I mean, I do think he's good. Is Kyle McCourty from Ohio State, because I look at it as, unless they were going to replace him, why would you leave Ohio State? I mean, Ohio State is up there. I mean, it might even be. I mean, it's a top 5 quarterback position. Why would you
gotta wonder
and go to like a Nebraska or a India where he's getting recruited to?
So you got to wonder with Kyle McCord, you got to wonder there's something going on or was something going on with Ryan Day and him, right? Because what else would cause you to leave Ohio State? I mean, it may be one thing, maybe the pressure's too high. Um, I don't know, but I do know that Ryan Day went. He had a press conference recently, a little bit. It was like the day before Kyle McCord entered the transfer portal. He was basically saying, "Well, we don't really know who exactly our quarterback next year is going to be. It's not as certain that Kyle McCord is going to be quarterback. It may be somebody else." And so, if I'm Kyle McCord, I might be looking. I might also be saying, "Well, if I'm not a guarantee to be quarterback, let me go somewhere where I am guaranteed to be quarterback." But I do agree. Wherever you go, it's highly unlikely that you're going to get anywhere with a higher at a higher pedestal than Ohio State. You ain't going to Alabama. You're not going to Georgia. I mean, you're not going to Michigan. I wouldn't think.
No way
You
you're
know,
finding success like you did at Ohio State.
no. And I mean, all of the programs who you could say right now are above Ohio State, they've already got a quarterback.
They already got a quarterback.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
so
it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of teams out there that need a quarterback next year.
some non-quarterbacks. Alabama. I was a little sad to see it, but I could see why he entered. Ja'Cory Brooks, 2021 Iron Bowl legend, made the nice catch to not seal the game, but lead the game to overtime. He didn't really get much playing time at Alabama.
No, he didn't.
He is a good wide receiver, so I do see why he entered. Hopefully, good things go down the line for him.
I'll tell you a sleeper wide receiver. I'm not saying this because he's he played at alma mater. I think Colin Stacy from South Alabama. I think he's a very
Colin Lacey. Yeah.
Lacey.
Great wide receiver.
I mean, he's fifth in the nation when it comes to yards. I mean, I'm telling you, he visited Texas A&M the other day. I'm not saying he's going to go to Texas A&M, but whoever gets him is getting a steal. I think he's a good ball player.
South Alabama has kind of been like in the Sun Belt, sort of a wide receiver almost. It's like, I mean, you look, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Wayne, Colin Lacey, like some really good wide receivers coming out of South Alabama.
Well, you know what? Since you talked about Sun Belt, reporting live, John Summerall has left the Troy Trojans to go to the Tulane Green Waves. What are your thoughts on that?
Sort of I figured that John Summerall would get a job, a better job than Troy at some point. I did think that he probably would try to get something better than Tulane, though. I do think Tulane is a good program. They've been built up, but I don't know. Can he replicate it at Tulane? Probably, but I felt like if you probably just would have given Troy one more year, you could have gotten a nice Power 5 job somewhere.
It depends, though, unless what was available, because the only thing really available for him besides Tulane was Mississippi State, and of course you saw how that went. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like if he coached in 2024 at Troy, I mean, other jobs are going to open up next year. He could have just easily, proved himself again, even more, and gotten a better job. Now he's stuck at whatever contract he's got at Tulane, which, let's face it, Tulane, they've been good the past couple years, but they don't have the facilities. They don't have the recruiting standards. The NIL deals that these big Power 5 schools, or I guess Power 4 is what will be next year, can offer. But good for him. I do like it. Maybe that leads our South Alabama Jaguars. Maybe Kane Womack can turn it around next year, get another 10, 9, 11 win season. Who knows? It's a little down year for him this year. But not to talk too much on the Sun Belt. A guy that you talk about a lot, Will Rogers. It's I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but he is going most likely to be a Washington Husky.
So they're saying that's what Cristobal saying that they're predicting he's going to Washington. That kind of fits his bio. He does not give me SEC vibes, and I've told y'all in the preseason I thought he was the best quarterback there was in the SEC. But his experience, oh my gosh, you scared me. Get out of here. It's my fiance. But it was Will Rogers to me had the most experience out of everybody. Him and KJ Jefferson, who I thought was entering the portal. There was rumors he was going to, but he apparently backed out. But
I'm surprised he hasn't.
He needs to. But Will Rogers, I'm telling you, he has the most experience. I don't blame him for wanting to leave Mississippi State. He was in a good system. Unfortunately, Michael Leach, we knew what happened with him. And then Zach Arnett came in and threw out the whole playbook. Why he did that, and I've been saying this all year, is the dumbest thing ever. Ever. Because Will Rogers succeeded heavily in that. Heavily. So if Washington gets a player like Will Rogers, am I saying they're going to make the playoffs? No, next year. I don't know. I don't know. But it doesn't hurt their chances getting a player like that with the air raid.
A quarterback for who was Jeff Levy's quarterback, no longer. He is not going to Mississippi State. Dillon Gabriel. I'm a big fan of Dillon Gabriel. I think he played really well against Texas. He basically won them that game. It seems like he's probably going out to the West Coast. He's a Hawaiian-born guy. The Hawaiians, they grow up either, I guess, cheering for Hawaii, but not really. They're always big USC fans, or nowadays it seems like they grow up big Oregon fans. Marcus Mariota probably has an influence on that. If I'm Dillon Gabriel and if it's between USC and Oregon, which one am I going to?
USC. Look at the quarterbacks that Lincoln Riley's put in the NFL. I mean, it's no offense. I mean, Jalen Hurts, I like to think he's a Bama and a Oklahoma quarterback, but if he never went to Oklahoma, he would never be where he is now.
No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, I think Lincoln Riley is if I'm a quarterback and I want to make it to the NFL, you go to Lincoln Riley. You got Caleb Williams. I mean, it's insane to think about it, but Lincoln Riley, if Caleb Williams, and I think he will be the first overall pick, that'll be 3 quarterbacks he's had has been the number 1 pick. 3. That's insane to think about.
That is pretty wild. Yeah, I agree. I do think right now you have a way better chance of probably winning a national championship at Oregon than USC. I mean, I just don't think we can get into that, but I don't really see Lincoln Riley winning a national championship anytime soon. But if the goal is to get into the NFL as a quarterback, yeah, I agree. Go to USC 100%.
Easily.
Aside from them, though, I mean, there are a number of great players within the portal. Probably going to be more coming as the weeks go on. We'll see where guys land.
There's so much names to cover. I think they said these are the most players ever. I think every year since they've done it has broke the record. But I think they said this one did leaps and bounds of like how many players entered the portal and how fast they entered the portal.
You know what I haven't seen, though? I haven't seen much action from the team who ruled the portal at the beginning of the year, Colorado. I mean, Deion Sanders got nothing to do right now. He's not out. He doesn't have a bowl game to prepare for. Will we start to hear some things from Colorado soon, picking up players?
Colorado, they did get a 5-star lineman, actually. 2024's number 1 lineman this year.
I did not see that.
He got him, I want to say yesterday, actually. Sam's been very busy with a lot of stuff. So, yes, they got him. They have been losing a lot of players, though, actually. Decommitting and all that. But I think Colorado will be fine. I don't think a lot of people, trying to get quarterbacks right now, they want to wait till the end of the playoffs. Because, I mean, of course, the heavy hitters, the Michigans, the Washingtons, the Texas, because Texas does pretty good in the transfer portal. They want to wait to see what the heavy hitters can do after the playoffs, and then that's when I think it's going to kind of unravel even more. Because you got to think.
I see. I got you.
Let's say Texas. I'm not going to say they're going to replace Quentin Ewers, but let's say they get Cam Ward and goes to Texas. But then Quentin Ewers thinks, well, crap, I don't want to be behind this, so I'm going to transfer. It's like a ripple effect.
Right.
Nina.
So to get into the games a little bit, there's only one game this weekend, and I can give my predictions, but I'm going to be honest with you. I have not paid a lick of attention to either one of these teams. I do believe they're both 5-6. But there is something special about the Army-Navy game. I mean, it's the 2 service academies. They run the triple option or whatever they do. They're barely going to pass the ball. It's always a cool thing to watch. I don't watch it as much as most other people because it doesn't have anything to do with me, but it is a great thing to watch. I would love to go to one, but watching one of those games, especially when it's like raining and it's dark. That to me screams Army Navy when they got the trench coats and everything. Do you have any, affinity with this game?
I like it because, like you said, when they walk in and then they split up, that's about it. The president goes to the game. That's about it. To be honest, Vegas says Army about 3 points. Give me Army. I'll probably take Army.
I'm the same one. So, but maybe I'll say Army as well. But let me ask you this: neither of us are military, man. But I'm sure maybe in the family or something, you've got somebody who fought in World War II. Okay. I didn't know that. So
my dad didn't fight in World War II, but he wasn't.
But do you have anybody like in the family? Or would you say your family Air Force, Army? Like my granddad, he was a Army pilot in Vietnam. So I would have to say I go for Army.
My grandfather was in the Army. My dad was in the Coast Guard. My grandfather was in France. All that. So yeah, I'd probably go Army just because of the family.
Nice. Okay. Well, how about that? Well, let's get into some of these bowl games. Let's hold off. Do you want to hold off on the four on the? Well, you know what? Before we get into the bowl games, it's been about a week, a little less than a week since our last episode. There's been a lot that's happened over the week regarding the playoff spots. When it comes to Florida State getting that fourth spot and getting shysted, basically. What do you have any more thoughts on this, or have we run this dry?
I think Danny Cannell's an idiot. I'm gonna be honest. I think he is made out of every social media, sports media person on social media. He has showed off the worst, like in the sense of, his tweets are just dumb. They're just dumb. They have no. My favorite one was, well, Florida State's a class act. Any other school would never displayed the Jordan Travis injury because they knew that would have hurt him. Look at Florida. They're just a class act. We all watched it live, his knee get tore apart. It ain't like you couldn't hide that.
Danny Cannell, I do think, is out of all the big time college football analysts, and I don't really know if you could even consider Danny Cannell big time because he was really only on ESPN2 and stuff when he was with ESPNU, and now he's only on CBS radio, but he is a popular guy, and he's only popular because he is an a-hole, right? But he is by far the biggest homer for Florida State. And I don't know if you've seen it, Danny Cannell played on the 1993 national championship winning Florida State team who beat out an undefeated West Virginia team.
Yeah, but it's about undefeated fairness and all that. I'm telling you, it's just bull crap.
Right, and he's sitting there going, well, if whoever wins the Orange Bowl, they should be considered co-national champions. I'm like, no, I guess maybe Florida State can say that. Georgia can't say that because they lost to Alabama, who, if they win the national championship, they could. It's a big ordeal. I agree with you. I do not like Danny Cannell.
Now, he put on there, he retweeted it was, will ESPN ever be able to shake the claims of SEC bias? He puts on there, you can't shake what's real. He sounds like an old man on Facebook that's commenting on stuff like a get off my yard kind of guy.
Yeah, he is utterly ridiculous. He's not entertaining whatsoever. And he's been a huge homer for Florida State, but I know that he especially hates this because he also despises Alabama. He hates Alabama probably more than any other team. So
it's not my thing, and we'll get off this. I was telling somebody at work, if you want the four most deserving teams, then yeah, give it to Florida State. But if you really want the four best teams in the playoffs, you went the right way. You went the right way. You want to?
I live in Florida. As you know, I'm a Florida guy. I like my governor, not to get political. I like Ron DeSantis. But coming out and saying, oh, we've set aside $1 million for the off chance to let Florida State sue the College Football Playoff Committee. I don't know what's going to happen with that, if anything. Come on now. What can you sue about? You know what the college football playoff committee says. You can't sue them. What?
It's kind of like when New Orleans tried to sue the NFL for the pass interference call that wasn't called. And said,
Yeah.
well, it just don't make sense. It don't make sense. I can't wait for Georgia to play Florida State, and I'm gonna do my early prediction. Probably it's just a sneaky. I think Georgia's gonna beat the crap out of Florida State. I'm ready to watch that happen. But
If Florida State somehow beat, I will say this right now. I'll put my right hand down on the Bible that is not here. If Florida State beats Georgia, I, as an Alabama fan, will pronounce them national champions or co-national champions if Alabama wins it. If Alabama wins the national champions and Florida State somehow beats Georgia, I will tell you right now, co-national champion Florida State. There you go. You earned it. But come on now. Come on. Come on.
If Florida State wins, I'll shave my fiance's head. I just don't see how confident I am in this. But you know what? Talking about bowls, let's leave out the New Year's Six bowls so we can have that for the next episode. Let's talk about the bowl games right now. We got a lot of bowl games. Sam, you will write down or type in your phone as we go so we can kind of keep up throughout the weeks. So I'm going to say first game we're going to go over in Atlanta. We have the Cricket Celebration Bowl, Howard versus Florida A&M. I'm going to go with FAMU. Give me FAMU.
Yeah. Give me the Rattlers.
Yeah, give me FAMU. All right, I'm gonna go FAMU. Let me write that down. All right. Next game we have the Georgia Southern versus Ohio. Georgia Southern 6-6. Ohio Bobcats 9-3.
What is it? What is this bowl?
Myrtle Beach Bowl. The Myrtle Beach. I'm going to go with the Sun Belt team in this one. Give me the Georgia Southern. Vegas has them by -3.5. I'm going to go with Georgia Southern on this one. What do you got?
You know what? I've actually I've heard Ohio, and of course, guys, listen, we're shooting in the dark in these right now. Just keep in mind, we'll get into the big name stuff in a bit. I've heard Ohio's been doing pretty good. Give me the Bobcats.
Okay. Not so fast.
No cover.
No cover. All right. Next, we're going to go on down to the Big Easy. We're going to go down to Louisiana. Love that chicken from Popeyes. We're going to go to the RL Carriers New Orleans Bowl between the Jacksonville State Gamecocks and the Louisiana Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns. Vegas has Jacksonville State -3.5 points. Give me the Gamecocks from Jacksonville State.
Give me the Gamecocks as well.
Beat them at home in Louisiana. I'm gonna go the Gamecocks.
I agree. The Fighting Cocks, the Heart Attack Cocks is something what they call them. Jack State has been really good this year. They have come back from some crazy games. Always seem to play on like a Wednesday night too. So and that's because in Alabama you're not going to get anybody going to the games when you're competing with Alabama and Auburn in D1. So I agree. Give me Jack State.
Well, and I'm shocked. Well, I'm not shocked because he is the greatest coach of all time. If Bama had hired him, he would have won them 8 championships. Rich Rod has done really good at Jacksonville State.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. Hell, I wanted Rich. I didn't want no Nick Saban. I wanted Rich Rod. He was going to be our savior.
I mean, if Saban loses his game, we might as well fire him. What good has he done for us? All right, next game in the Mexico Cure Bowl. Miami of Ohio versus Appalachian State.
Give me App.
Give me App. And it's in Orlando. That does not make any sense to me.
Yeah, give me the Sun Belt runner-ups. I'm taking the Mountaineers.
I'm taking the Mountaineers. All right, next up, this is going to be a good game right here. In the New Mexico Bowl, New Mexico State versus Fresno State.
Oh, give me New Mexico State. I like that. I mean, it's going to be basically a home game right there in New Mexico. I mean, New Mexico State is going to be their first bowl game in years. So give me New Mexico State. Give me the Aggies to upset the Bulldogs of Fresno State.
I think it's going to be it depends if Brian Vincent, Used to be UAB's head coach, New Mexico State's offensive coordinator. Now he's at ULM. It depends if he's coaching. I think it might have a little bit of an impact. But I'm gonna go with the Aggies. I'm gonna go New Mexico State as well on this one. All right. In the LA Bowl, UCLA versus Boise State. You know what? Chip Kelly was getting in his ear. You're fired. You're fired. No matter how you do it. Beat USC. I think Chip
And it
Kelly's
hasn't happened yet.
hasn't happened. I think Chip Kelly's going to finish the season strong at 8-5. Give me the UCLA Bruins at home, basically, versus the Boise State Broncos. Give me the Bruins.
I agree. We're going on 4 in a row that we're in agreement on. Give me the Bruins as well. I'm liking Chip Kelly. I don't know where this firing stuff came from, what expectations UCLA thinks they should have, because 8-5, I think, is a perfect season for UCLA. Give me the Bruins.
We're going to go to our last game. These are the first round of bowl games. It's a good night, Capper. Both teams 6-6. You got the California Golden Bears versus the Texas Tech Raiders in the Independence Bowl, which is located in Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm going to go with the upset. I like a little chaos. Give me the Golden Bears.
This is Cal and who now?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. I'm going to go with the Red Raiders. Give me Texas Tech. Long way to travel for Cal out to Louisiana. You don't know how they fare in the elements. A little humid. It's going to be in December. It's Independence Bowl. Independence Bowl, I don't think always used to be. No, I'm thinking the Liberty Bowl. I get Liberty and Independence mixed up. Liberty is up more north, I think. But yeah, Independence being in Shreveport, that's a weird. Like, what is Shreveport known for? I don't really know. But yeah, give me Texas Tech. Less travel. I think more fans will be there. Give me the Red Raiders.
All right, we're gonna move on to Monday, December 18th. We only have one bowl game, and it's during the daytime on a Monday. Weird, but it's Western Kentucky versus Old Dominion. Give me the Hilltoppers from Western Kentucky. Give me the Hilltoppers.
I like that. As well. Give me Big Red. And what is this? What is this bowl?
The famous Toastery Bowl, and it's in Charlotte,
this is
North
a Pop-Tart?
Carolina. No, this
famous
is not the
Toastery. Oh, it's a different one.
Yeah, there's 2 of them now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, give me WKU.
We're going Tuesday night. This is my favorite bowl right here. Scooter's Coffee Frisco Bowl. Old Scooter up in, I don't know where this is. UTSA versus Marshall. Give me UTSA big. Give me UTSA.
I'm going to go with UTSA as well. Jeff Traylor did not end up getting a job. He might still get something, but I feel like if he was wanting a job, Texas A&M was going to be the job for him, being a Texas boy. He's staying put at UTSA for right now. Give me the Road Runners.
All right, next game. We're moving to Thursday. I think this is a really good game. You got the USF Raging Bulls versus the Syracuse Orange in the Boca Raton Bowl. Let me ask you before I make this. Is USF quarterback in the portal, Sam? I know Sam's fiance is officiated with them.
So they have a quarterback in the portal, Gary Bohannon, who used to actually play at Baylor. You remember when Baylor beat Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship? He was their quarterback, I believe, transferred to USF for whatever reason. Got injured, I believe, and then this young kid, Byron Brown, who's been playing out of his mind there in the AAC, is their quarterback. Now, Gary Bohannon is in the portal.
That gives my answer. Give me the South Florida. Bam, that's my winner.
Give me USF head coach. What is his name? Alex Golish. Yeah. Alex Golish has turned that program around a little bit. They've gone from winning, I think, 3 games in the past 3 years to now going to a bowl game. First year head coach. Give me the Bulls.
I like it. Friday night. I like this game on Friday night a lot. Georgia Tech versus UCF. Give me the Gus Bus. Give me the Gus Bus. Yellow
Mm,
Jackets. Give me the Gus Bus.
not so fast. Give me the Yellow Jackets of Georgia
Ah,
Tech.
they have improved a lot this year. This is a pretty
Yeah,
good
they
Georgia.
have.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they have.
they're in the Gasparilla Bowl, which is located in Tampa.
Yes, sir. Old Gasparilla Bowl.
Here we go. Now we kicking it off. Now we kicking it off. Saturday we got a 4 slate. We have it's starting at 11 in the Birmingham Bowl. Two teams. It was a good game, and then both teams lost their head coaches, and one lost their starting quarterback. Troy Trojans versus the Duke Blue Devils. I was originally going to go Duke, but I think I'm going to go with the upset. Give me Troy in this game.
I'm going to go Troy as well. Both, like you said, both head coaches are gone, so this is going to be an interesting. I don't remember watching a bowl game where both head coaches have left. So it's going to be whatever interim coach they both fire up. Give me Troy as well.
I like that game a lot. In that another game, we have the Camilla Bowl. Was there hosted up in Montgomery, Alabama. Arkansas State versus Northern Illinois. Give me Butch Jones with the Arkansas State. Hello? Oh no, we haven't. There we go. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. All right. We're having Arkansas State versus Northern Illinois. Give me Butch Jones in the Arkansas State.
This is I really don't know. Give me Ark State as well. I remember Northern Illinois. Remember in 2013, Northern Illinois went to the Orange Bowl, and I believe they won. Who was that quarterback back then?
Jordan Lynch.
Jordan Lynch.
He was a runner and all that. He was a runner. He's a track star.
Yeah.
I'll give you another game. Our alma mater, South Alabama versus Eastern Michigan in the 68 Ventures Bowl down in Mobile, Alabama. I think South Alabama is going to get their first bowl win in program history this year.
I do agree with you on that. Eastern Michigan, I'm not familiar with how good they are, but this is right there in Hancock Whitney Stadium. It is a home game for the Jags. If they don't win it, then that means South Alabama will never win a bowl game.
This is the biggest, so South is favored by 16 points at Vegas. In any bowl game, this is the biggest margin in any bowl game.
I did not know that.
Shockingly. I tell you a game, I told you I like the matchup. James Madison versus Air Force in the Lockheed Military Armed Forces Bowl, which is does not give me the location. Give me James Madison.
No, not so fast. Give me Air Force. I think losing their head coach is a big deal. Give me Air Force. The Falcons.
We got another game. Georgia State versus Utah State. This game is going to be both 6-6 in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. I love saying that. Give me Utah State.
I agree with you on that. I've been kind of going the route of with these smaller teams, travel kind of matters. Utah's right there, a lot closer to Idaho than Georgia is. Give me the Aggies of Utah State.
I tell you, this next game, it's going to be a blowout in my opinion. Utah versus Northwestern in the Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Give me the Aztec. Give me Utah. I think they blow them out.
I do agree that you're probably right, but let's give some credit to Northwestern's interim head coach. Let me see what his name was. Mr. Braun, David Braun, interim head coach for Northwestern. After all of the stuff from the preseason with Northwestern and all that went down, I thought Northwestern would be lucky to win a game. Here they are going to a bowl game. So good for them, but I do agree Utah is probably going to wipe the floor with them.
Oh yeah. Last game of the day, that day, of course. You have Coastal Carolina versus San Jose State in the Hawaii Bowl. I think it's going to be a big game. I give me the San Jose State. I think they're going to blow out Coastal Carolina. I think there's going to be a blowout. Give me San Jose State, especially Coastal Carolina, especially without Grayson McCall.
Yeah,
give me San Jose State.
Yeah, I agree. Give me San Jose State as well, but Spartans, San Jose.
Yes, it's gonna be big. All right, next game we're gonna move on to Tuesday, December 26th. Bowling Green versus Minnesota. Give me Minnesota.
Give me Minnesota, Golden Gophers. Yeah, Bowling Green. Sure. Yeah,
I don't really know how Minnesota got in here. Minnesota's 5-7, but
may have been one of those pick'em games, like they needed another team. I didn't watch the bowl. So after the college football playoff selection went down, they talked for like 2.5 hours. After that, I was done before they got to the actual bowl selection.
Yeah, I agree. And the First Responder Bowl, oh, by the way, that was the Quick Lane Bowl. The First Responder Bowl, Server Pro, Texas State versus Rice. Give me TJ Finley from the Auburn Tigers, who now plays for the Texas State Tigers. Give me Texas State.
I will go with Texas State as well. This is an in-state game. It's two Texas teams playing at Gerald J. Ford Stadium in Dallas. How about that? Give me Texas State as well.
Game of the night, and I really like this matchup. Kansas versus UNLV. Give me the Jayhawks. I think they're going to stop Barry Odom and UNLV. Give me the Jayhawks. I really like that quarterback. He is, for next year, for me, I just want to sound crazy. I'm not saying he's going to, but I have him as a Heisman favorite next year. I think he's a really good quarterback. He could be that surprise Heisman player.
I agree. I think UNLV might play a little fired up, considering, I don't know if you saw yesterday, there was a mass shooting at UNLV. That may be something that fires their players up. But I think Kansas, just a little bit too talented. I agree. I really like their quarterback as well. Give me the Jayhawks.
That's played in Phoenix. All right, we're going to move to the next day. December 27th, we get some good games. Virginia Tech versus Tulane. Give me, and this is a turnaround game for this program, give me Virginia Tech Hokies. Give me the Hokies in this one.
Yeah, this one's interesting to me. I think Tulane will be too focused on Summerall coming in. He'll want to change things up. It's always weird. It's like teams that still have a coach coming to them. It's like, okay, the coach can't coach in the game, but he's still over the program. He's over practices and stuff. So how exactly does that work? Give me Virginia Tech.
I agree. All right, next game in the Duke Mayo Bowl, North Carolina versus West Virginia. Who's going to get drenched in mayo? And that is going to be the Mountaineers of West Virginia. I think they beat North Carolina. I don't know the status of Drake May playing yet. It hasn't come out yet, but I do think West Virginia is going to win this game no matter what.
I think bold prediction here, maybe not that bold because of how old he is. I think Mac Brown wins this game for North Carolina. He gets dumped in the Mayo, and he goes out with a retirement. Retires with a Duke's Mayo Bowl victory.
That's up there with the BCS championship. I'll tell you what there, Lou Redwood. Next game, it was turning out to be a big game, and then he decided he's not going to play. Louisville versus USC in the DirecTV Holiday Bowl. We dogged this quarterback, but it's in San Diego, by the way. Give me Louisville. I think they're going to blow out USC.
Yeah, I agree. Caleb Williams, he'd be stupid to play. Louisville did show. I'd be remiss to say that Louisville had a good defense against Florida State's third-string quarterback. But they did only allow 16 points to him, however that may be. Give me Louisville as well. It may be a lot more favored fan-wise to USC being in California. but I still will take the Cardinals.
I agree. Last game of the night, you got Texas A&M versus Oklahoma State in the Texas Bowl. Give me the upset. Give me Oklahoma State. I think everybody's saying Texas A&M's going to win. Give me Oklahoma State in this game.
No, I agree. I think Oklahoma State's got this game as well. I kind of like the old Big 12 matchups. It'll be a cool thing seeing Texas A&M playing Oklahoma State again. Give me Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy, I think he comes out after the poor performance against Texas and beats him a Texas team in Texas A&M.
I agree. You got SMU Boston College at the Fenway Bowl, and of course Boston, Massachusetts. Give me the SMU, the Ponies. Give me SMU.
Yeah, I like. Now this one is in Boston. It's at Fenway Park,
Yep.
So that might play a little something there. You're gonna have a lot more Boston College fans there, way more, since they don't have to travel. But I like this SMU team. They just won the AAC. Give me the Ponies, the Mustangs of SMU.
Next one, we're going to stick to the ballpark bowls. You got the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, Rutgers versus Miami. I'm gonna go with Rutgers. I love Greg Schiano, and he fits the Rutgers swag. Give me the Scarlet Knights.
I'm with you on that. I'll go Rutgers as well. But while we're on it, why do we do these playing football games in baseball stadiums? This is like enough of this. It looks dumb. You can't fill the stadium up very well. Like, let's not do this. Come on. Let's choose a different site.
It's just trying to get more bowl games up north, I think, because you think about it, they don't have a lot of football fields like we have. Like, you got to think in the state of Alabama, God, how many football fields do we have? These next two games on Thursday night, this is when it kind of kicks off the bowl games, in my opinion. North Carolina State versus Kansas State. Yeah, the Pop-Tart Bowl. Thank you. The best bowl there is, and that is located in Orlando. Give me Kansas State with the upset. Give me Kansas State.
So how do we obviously they're going to have something. You mentioned last episode, what are they going to have you said they're like an edible mascot or something, like a guy walking around in a Pop-Tart suit and they can eat him or something? Like, how does this work?
I guess so. They haven't released anything. They just said it's going to be the first edible mascot.
All right. That's interesting. Maybe they mean like first mascot who like represents a food. I don't know. But give me Kansas State.
I'm going to tell you, North Carolina State, you got a boy coming next year. I watched last night Gulf Shores 5A state championship. I don't know if you saw that interception of that. His name's Ronnie Wardle. He caught the ball. I'll send you a video. One-handed interception. He was the running back and the DB. Oh, my gosh.
He's going to NC State?
Yeah. Played at Gulf Shores.
Okay.
Yeah, he was good. All right, last game of the night. I told you I love this matchup. Arizona versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma's going to be without their quarterback and offense coordinator, I believe. Give me Arizona.
I agree.
Wildcats.
I'm liking their head coach, Jed Fish. He's done an awesome job. Quietly went, what did they win? 8-9 games? What's their record?
They've won 9-3.
9-3. Yeah, I mean, incredible performance. I think he should be up for Coach of the Year. He wouldn't win it. Probably going to give it to. They gave what?
They gave it to Washington's head coach.
Okay, they gave it to DeBoer. I figured they might give it to Norvell. I was not able to watch the.
They just announced it.
Yeah.
They just announced it.
But yeah, I agree. Give me the Wildcats. I think Oklahoma's going to be down a little bit without Levy being there, without their quarterback being there. And I'm just like you. I love this Wildcats team.
I do too. All right, now we're kicking into the bowl season right here. Give me Clemson versus Kentucky at the Gator Bowl. I got the Clemson Tigers. He turns the season around. Went at one point 5-4. I think he wins this game, go 9-4. Saves his job, but saves somewhat of a season, salvageable. Give me the Clemson Tigers.
I'm right there with you. I think Dabo. There was a little bit of talk about him recently, but I do like him to win this game as well. I like them to win it actually a little convincingly.
Next game, the Tony the Tiger Bowl. You got Oregon State versus Notre Dame. Give me Notre Dame. I think Oregon State's done. I don't even know why you put them in a big bowl game. Like, yeah, they deserve it, but with their coach gone, like, they're done.
Yeah, poor Oregon State. I mean, they've just been left in the dust by seemingly everybody. It really sucks for them. But yeah, I agree. Give me Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is on the right track. But I think to end the year with winning the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl is not what they imagined. But yeah, give me the Irish.
AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Memphis versus Iowa State. I am going to go with Iowa State. I think they blow out Memphis.
I'm right there with you. Give me Iowa State. Now it's right there in Memphis. Keep that in mind. I've noticed this is a little bit of a trend this year. A lot of teams getting kind of big home field advantage. Not really getting to go anywhere. I've always thought, hey, a team should be able to get to go somewhere for their bowl. You know, make it a trip for the boys. Don't have South Alabama playing in Mobile, but whatever. Yeah, give me Iowa State. I'm right there with you.
We have Missouri, Ohio State playing that day, but we're going to talk about that one closer to time. All right, the next day you have J-Dubs. He's still on his hiatus, but you have his Auburn Tigers versus the Maryland Terrapins. Give me the Auburn Tigers in this game and an upset in the Music City Bowl in Nashville.
War Eagle.
War Eagle. That's all we got to say. That's all we got to say. Give me
They
War
already
Eagle.
sold
baby.
out their tickets for Auburn because they're a family. Unlike them dang Bama fans.
They're all about family, you know. They have family traditions. So let's go hire Hugh Freeze. But all right, we got Toledo versus Wyoming in the Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. I just feel like that's gonna be a fun bowl to go to. Like if I was a team, I feel like that'd be the bowl game I'd want. If I was like a small market team, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be the bowl game I probably would want to go to because I feel like they're just gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, I imagine like all the outside stuff is gonna be going on. Give me Toledo on this. They looked really good in their conference championship game. They won. I think they went 11-1. Give me the Rockets. Their head coach will get a good job next year.
I like Toledo a lot. Former head coach. I know he coached Nick Saban. He coached at Toledo. Yeah,
he did. Toledo. Yeah, for like a year.
Wisconsin, LSU in the Wellaquist Bowl, which is in
Tampa, Florida. Ray J.
On New Year's, give me the Tigers. If Jaden Daniel plays, of course, but I think he will.
I don't think he will. I don't think he should, unless he just feels like he needs to improve his draft stock, which he probably does due to his size. He needs as much draft stock as he can get. Either way, I think LSU's got it.
Good. Next game. Yeah, that's
last one.
Six. Last one. And I love this game. God, I told you this. This was one game I liked. Iowa versus Tennessee in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Give me. God, I hate this team so much. The Volunteers of Tennessee. I think they're going to blow out Iowa. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. You know, defense versus offense, but I think they eventually blow them away.
I don't think that Tennessee will blow them out because I do really, really like this Iowa defense. I do think that the defenses in the Big Ten are being overblown this year. People are saying Michigan has a better defense than Alabama. I'm sorry, I don't believe that one bit. I think, especially in the Big Ten West where Iowa's at, they just play no offense whatsoever, so those defensive stats are inflated like crazy. But I do still think Iowa has a really good defense. But I agree. I do think Tennessee probably takes it. So that is it for our immediate bowl game projections. As we've mentioned, we will get more into detail with the New Year's Six bowls and the actual playoff predictions down the line. But one last thing to talk about before we get to a question of the day that I don't think we have. We'll formulate something. Um,
Yeah.
the Heisman, we've barely even talked about the Heisman pretty much all year. Who wins the Heisman tomorrow night? I think we're both right on the same page with it. I do think it's
It started off, it started off Michael Penix, and then Bo Nix,
yep.
and then it started seeing it because the four finalists is Marvin Harrison Jr., Bo Nix, Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels. It was Bo Nix, and then towards the end of the season it was Jaden Daniels. I've been an advocator for Jaden Daniels all season. I think personally, Jaden Daniels. I think it should go Daniels, Nix, Penix, Harrison.
No, I agree. Wait, say that order again. Daniels, Penix, Nix, Harrison.
Nix, Penix, Harrison.
I would put Penix above Nix, to be honest. I really would. Especially, I mean, after he beat him twice, I say I would have to put Penix above Nix, but he ain't beating Jaden Daniels. I mean,
I think the most controversial award though tonight was the Biletnikoff. We talked about it. They gave it to Marvin Harrison. It should have went to Malik Neighbors.
There have been better wide receiver play. There has been better wide receiver this play than Marvin Harrison Jr. Is he a great talent? Yes, he's just as good, maybe even better than his father. Who knows? We'll see when he gets into the NFL. He's going to be great in the NFL. But I mean, and partly because Kyle McCord isn't fantastic. You got to have somebody to throw you the ball. But yeah, I think Malik Neighbors was way better. But also, he got Jaden Daniels. But I do think that Jaden Daniels does win it tomorrow. It is a different situation than the past 10 Heisman winners because it seems like most Heisman winners recently within the college football playoff era have been in playoff contention, right? LSU is not in playoff contention, nowhere close, really. But that also makes you think, what would LSU's record be without Jaden Daniels? I think this is a team that struggles to make a bowl without Jaden Daniels.
It's bad. I mean, you think about Caleb Williams. Only quarterbacks I can think that like in the playoff era was Lamar Jackson and Caleb Williams.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, that kind of does it. We talked a little bit about Christmas movies and songs last week. Let me ask you this. Growing up, question of the day, what was your favorite Christmas present you ever got? And for everybody listening, we both grew up pretty much the same, just regular middle class. Neither one of us was super rich. We're not going to sit here and say we were poor. My parents always got me what I wanted. As far as
what I wanted, yeah. I don't want to sound. I mean, I don't really know.
To be honest, I remember when I was in high school, I got an Xbox One. That's probably it. Or maybe when I got a PS3.
I remember when my life changed when I was like in the 4th or 3rd grade. In 3rd grade, I had to get a hernia surgery. In the 3rd grade, mind you. And I couldn't walk. So my parents, they bought me a PlayStation 2, Lego Star Wars.
Oh.
And dude, let me just tell you, that's when I got hooked on like Star Wars, anything. And it wasn't a Christmas gift. But I want to say that was the best gift I've ever got.
I like that.
That was just a lot.
I got another question. Since we're talking about video games, and I know we're not a video game podcast, but anybody who listens to this, come on, the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 came out about 4 days ago. What are your thoughts on that?
That game, I'm so excited.
Guys, we may not even be able to do the podcast when that thing comes out because I'm going to be doing nothing but working and playing that game. My fiance, we're probably going to be married by then. She's going to want to divorce me right on the spot when I start playing that game because I'm not going to take her a look at this.
Mine's already told me. Like, you a nerd for wanting to play that. I was like, shut up. No, I'm not a nerd. I'm a gangster in the streets of Vice City trying to make it happen. You got to realize, like, this, it's been how many years? 12 years in the making.
It was 2013 that GTA 5 came out on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. There's been a whole generation of game consoles that has come out and gone by the time that this come out. The Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 had a whole lifetime without a Grand Theft Auto game.
My favorite tweet I saw about it was somebody put on there and said, "Is the GTA 6 going to be on PlayStation 4?" Somebody said, "Damn, bro, just say you broke without telling me you broke." I was like, "That's so bad." But I think GTA 6 is going to be. Well, let me ask you: we're sports fans. We love GTA 6. They release it. If they're not going to, because it releases in 2025. But let's say they release NCAA college football and GTA on the same day. What are you doing? Because I'm telling you what I'm doing. I want to hear what you say first.
Okay. So, because we've been waiting about 10 years for both of them. Because it was
both of them, yeah.
So, I'm probably going to play GTA 6, first. Because I think that'll be the best-selling, biggest video game of all time by far. Like it'll be insane. Like I have a Xbox Series S, not an X. So and the difference between the two is the Series X, or the Series. They're essentially the same, but you can't put a physical disc in an S. It's basically like the budget version, but that's fine. Like you just download all your games. But that thing's going to be so massive. I'm probably going to have to delete all my games that are currently on there just to fit GTA 5.
Same here.
Like I can only imagine how much storage that thing's going to take up. Like I'm almost worried like it even can hold GTA 6 by itself. But
the rumor is the map, and I'll let you talk. The rumor is the map is like the shape of Florida.
I've seen it. They're saying they're going to have like a version of Tampa and Key West and Orlando in it. It's going to be insane. But to answer your question, I will definitely play GTA 6 first. I'll play through the story mode, and then I would start on NCAA 24 because in Grand Theft Auto, I'm not a big online guy. I do like to play online for a little bit, but like, I mean, there are people who have been playing Grand Theft Auto online for like going on 10 years. Like, do not play anything else, right? You're level 2000. But
they're good, man.
They are good. They will destroy you in the street like that as soon as you respawn. But and then the NCAA games, I don't know if they're going to keep the same kind of stuff, but my favorite thing was Dynasty mode. I liked being a coach, building up a little teeny tiny team. I'm gonna build up South Alabama to be a college football playoff winning team, right? And I do that. I that's the same thing with MLB The Show, Madden. I'm a franchise kind of guy. I like to build something up. So that's how I would do it, and I can just play that going on until it's 2096, right? So that's what I would do. All right, is that what you would do?
That's exactly how I would answer it. You said it perfect. I would not change nothing about it. Well, guys, that is it for episode 13. Sam, do you have anything to leave us today as we head out into this abyss called life?
I am, as everybody may have noticed, I'm still in my hotel room here in Michigan. Hopefully, by the time we record the next episode, or at the very least, the next episode, I'll be back home in my humble abode, and we can record. We'll be back with all my barking dogs, just like normal. So yeah, no closing remarks from me other than it was a good episode, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Sam, let me tell you now, countdown, everybody. I'm gonna give a countdown. We have 21 days until the wedding. I gotta get my my tux picked up when I get back. They texted me yesterday. But until then, everybody, to infinity and Heads up play.
Heads up, play. Heads up, play.
Heads up.